everybody, Dan Illman here with the DRF race of the day for Wednesday, July the 5th. It's race number 7 at Delaware Park. We're going 5/8 of a mile. This is a first level allowance with a $17,000 optional claiming tag. The race is for fillies and mares. Before we take a look at the field, as I'm taping this, the 4th of July sale at shop.drf.com is still ongoing. Last chance to get huge savings on some of your favorite DRF products, including DRF past performances. Let's take a look at the field for our Wednesday race of the day after the 4th of July. Click or scan the QR code for race of the day access on mobile. This is an interesting turf sprint because you've got several horses with good turf form, several horses trying turf for the first time, and your morning line favorite, the 8 Flirtatious Lass, who's arguably taking a drop in class after a first level allowance against a couple of next out winners. We'll talk about her in a second because she's got plenty of speed and she's the expected pace setter on our Timeform US pace projector. There is the 8 Flirtatious Lass expected to get to the front. The 9 Systemic Risk was rated last time out. I think she's better when she's on the lead, and I think she's going to be aggressively ridden to get close to the pace. I agree with Timeform US that she can get up close in here, and the 4 Insightful has shown some speed in her races, and her second start off a lengthy layoff. I think she can be close up as well. We'll start things off, however, with one of the horses trying turf for the first time. It's the number 1 Tuisse, who's coming off of a layoff. We haven't seen her since January, so she's going to have to do this off of a fairly lengthy break. She is by Mosler, who wins 6% with turf sprinters, although he was a pretty good turf sprinter in his day. The dam was 0 for 7 on the turf. This horse did win on the dirt at Delaware in her second lifetime start last year, but the combination of layoff and a new surface with not a ton of turf in her pedigree makes me wonder if this is the right spot for her. I do respect these connections. She is a decent price on the morning line. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach with Tuisse, who might show a little bit of speed fresh off of the bench. The 2 is Truly Ambitious. It's hard to completely trust her. She's only 1 for 27 lifetime in her career, and the 1 win did not come on turf. The last time she raced on the grass was 2 starts back, going 5/8 of a mile. She was against the boys that day, and she showed good early speed in there before tiring, and you really haven't seen her on turf since 2021 before that. She always seems to show a bit of early speed, and I won't be surprised if she's pretty quick out of the gate. But the lifetime record worries me, and if the pace is fast, it could work against her chances. The 3 is Translate. She's making her second start off the Ferris Allen claim. The problem is we haven't seen her since November, so not only is it a long layoff, but she was entered at Penn National back on May the 19th, and she was a vet scratch that day, and it's taken almost 2 months for her to get back into the entries since then. When she is right, she is a good closing sprinter on the Maryland-Virginia circuit. I really like the way she won at Colonial 3 starts back, going 5.5 furlongs, where she tracked outside with a good trip, got to the outside, and sprinted on home. In her last race, she was able to save ground behind a pretty quick pace over a wet turf course, and then she hopped back to her left lead during that long second wire finish at Laurel on the 5.5 turf course. Second off the claim for Translate, but first off of the lengthy layoff, she certainly has figures, and if this pace is fast, she can come with a kick. Insightful is the number 4. Now she's making her first start after being claimed away from a high percentage trainer in Jamie Ness. That start was her first race off of a long layoff, however, and she just got tired at the very end. That race was also on dirt. We'll go back to her prior turf start. This is way back in 2021, 2 starts back at Pimlico. Now, she broke sharp in this race, but she was rated hard to get into a good pocket position. The trip did work out. She split horses, and she's just going to miss by a neck. I thought all in all, it was a pretty good performance for Insightful, who's now hit the board on both lifetime turf starts. She's 10 to 1 on the morning line here, although that figure of 76 from that race 2 starts back, albeit with the high percentage Ness barn, puts her right in the hunt. I like her tactical speed. She doesn't need the lead to win, and I think she could be in with a chance turning into the stretch. I think she benefits from her last race, that first race off such a lengthy layoff. My Cajun Lady is getting some class relief. She was in against Girl Trouble, who's very sharp in her most recent start. Lynx is a stakes horse, 2 starts back down won at Gulfstream. The time before that, she was an open lengths winner, was My Cajun Lady, in a dirt race at Gulfstream Park. She is by Cajun Breeze, 9% winners with turf sprinters. The dam 0 for 3 on the turf. She's foaled one turf runner that did not win. Not a ton of turf pedigree here in the female family. She's coming off of a long layoff, but she goes out for a very crafty barn, getting Lasix for the first time and getting a little bit of class relief. She's a good price at 10-1 on the board. Hypnotizada, third last time out, against a favorite at Penn National over Yielding Going. She's another horse with good tactical speed, and it was nice to see that she ran well as we watched this performance. She only gets beat a length and a half. The trip was there for her. I do have some class concerns for her as she tries to take on this tougher group of first level allowance horses, but she's going to be a good price simply because she goes out for low profile connections, and she does have a good recent race. Shine Like a Diamond is the number 7, and maybe she's the one of the horses trying turf for the first time that I'd be most interested in. She's by Buffum, who's winning 15% with his turf sprinters. While the dam was 0 for 3 on the turf and has foaled one turf runner that failed to win on the surface, there is some turf in this female family, so you might want to respect Shine Like a Diamond. Switching surfaces immediately off the Jamie Ness claim, and she won by open lengths in her most recent start on the dirt. I wonder if Ness just has a natural feeling that this filly is going to take a step forward on the turf. Again, another one with good tactical speed, a horse that likes to win races, 4 for 17 lifetime. Good price on the morning line, especially with Jamie Rodriguez taking them out. Flirtatious Lass makes her third start of the form cycle. She was in tough last time out. She was favored against a horse that came back to win the Stormy Blues Stakes with an 80 Beyer speed figure. The runner-up Afandi also came back to win. Flirtatious Lass battled with that winner, Basarati, down towards the inside. The jockey dropped the stick in upper stretch, and Flirtatious Lass tired after that. I think this is a weaker group, and she has the speed to get to the front. She's very, very logical. I demand a little bit more value than the 5-2 on the morning line. High percentage trainer in Gary Kapp. Systemic Risk is the number 9, and this is a mare that doesn't win very often. She's only 3 for something like 45 or 46. Her last race at Monmouth, though, was a pretty good effort against first level allowance foes. She got wired that day. She just didn't make the lead. She was able to save ground, and she tried very hard to finish 4th, and the runner-up came back to run 3rd at that level at Monmouth with a 69 Beyer speed figure. She did some good things at Parks last year. She does have a tendency to drift out in the stretch. It was something she didn't do last time out, which I take as a pretty good sign, and she's going to be close to the pace here. At a price, if you don't think the pace is going to be sizzling fast, maybe Systemic Risk is coming into this race under the radar. Proper Grammar completes this field, and she was just in too tough in her first start of the year at Belmont against quarter claimers. She caught a very fast pace in a race won by a horse that came right back to score against $32,000 sellers at Belmont with a 79 Beyer speed figure. She's another one that is eligible for a non-winners of 2 life and is facing a tough field from a tough outside post, so she'll have to do a little bit better, but she likely needed her most recent start. Before we get to my top selection, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for the latest DRF videos. Del Mar and Saratoga are right around the corner. Top pick time for the DRF race of the day for Wednesday. I'm going to take a chance with the 4 Insightful. Returning to the turf in the second start off of a lengthy layoff, I thought she ran well on turf before going on that extended break. And I think with her tactical speed, she can work out a decent trip. I'm not sure we're going to get the 10-1 on the morning line, but boy, that seems like an appealing price for a horse that's very competitive on speed figures. Insightful, my top selection for the July 5th DRF race of the day. Good luck.